the 93 Moose Feed, which was the first year of the new Maine High Adventure program. And I don't, is that John's wife with her back to the camera? I'm not
I
sure.
think so.
I think it might be,
I think that's Ann.
I think it might be Ann. Yeah. And we have a couple of pictures from this Moose Feed. This is Diana Dudley with the 3 ice cream cones. I think it's Pat Jeffrey in the white blouse to the left with the sunglasses on. That was, I say, that was the first year that they operated, and they invited all the people who contributed and helped to get the program started again to come to the Moose Feed. And it was a pretty decent crowd that year. And that was the first year we had ice cream and ice cream cones.
Good tradition.
Because Dick Barnes was one of the Pine Tree Council scouters on the High Adventure Committee, and he had an ice cream stand, so he brought the ice cream and the cones and started the ice cream tradition at the Moose Feed. This is putting in the docks the old-fashioned way. This would be over at the, no, this is,
That looks like Baxter.
I think it's at the landing, yeah. I think I have pictures from both sides of the lake, but with 8 people, they picked it up and moved it around. This, you can see the outhouse in the background there.
Yeah.
And once again, you can see I'm helping with the heavy lifting by holding the camera.
I was gonna say, we've been helping to put them onto the tractor, or trailer.
There was no trailer. There was no trailer.
I said in recent years.
Oh, yeah. No, it was all muscle then.
I take photos now.
That's Leif Foggy in baseball hat at the left, red short sleeve shirt. He was one of the key carryover staff members from the national operation to the first couple of years at Matagamma. This is one of the current, the blue pontoon boat. Originally they had canopies, and Dave Hostetter figured out that the canopies made the boats a lot harder to handle, and took the canopies off.
We still have them.
They're out in the field, the Alumni anyways, out in the field. That's a storm over the mat room.
Yesterday.
That's a hummingbird feeder with the hummingbirds. 4 of them in one picture.
Wow.
This is the 74 or 75 staff.
No, it's 96 maybe?
Oh, it could be
95, it's 95.
95, because I'm in there and Dick Curtis is in there.
I think I've seen Matt Sullivan.
Yeah, Matt Sullivan. Dick's two sons are there. His
I was here as a scout.
one son is right next to him. Jen Pacelli in the front row kneeling down.
Woody in the middle, the front right.
Yep.
Yep. This is when the Forest Service came and trained us in firefighting and showed us how to use the hose and the pump and all that stuff. Notice that we now have trees in front of the map room, but not near as many trees as there were before Keith got here and went to work. But the pump was working pretty well that day. That's pretty good pressure. This is the pontoon boat. Mark, I think that's Mark Gavin, the driver. Mark had no background in scouting and no background in Maine, but he was teaching chemistry in the Jackman High School for Dick Curtis, and he had nothing to do in the summer, and Dick Curtis recruited him to be a driver for Maine High Adventure. He didn't have a pack, he didn't have a duffel bag, all he had was a suitcase. And he was from Connecticut. This is putting canoes onto the Folsom Beaver. That's a type of plane. They were allowed to carry canoes and people at that time. whoever controls that, the FAA or somebody changed the rules, they're no longer allowed to do that. That was a great way to start a trip at like Allagash Lake. You just load everybody into the plane, and took a couple trips, but everybody flies with their canoes and their packs to Allagash Lake.
Additional charge for this service.
Yeah, additional charge, but you saved a 5 or 6 hour van ride.
Yeah.
And you get a beautiful view of the.
And you get a beautiful view on the way. That's the picture of two canoes, and they're just pulling away from the dock here. Now, this is tree falling. If you look in the Moose Call, I think there was a picture of the just completed commissary, the most recent Moose Call. And when the commissary was built, there were a couple of big trees over at the front right corner. Those trees were elm trees, and they died. And in 1975, I think, they decided time to take the dead trees down. And so, again, I was helping by taking pictures. That is a big tree. And when that sucker hit the ground, and I was standing 100 feet away or 200 feet away with the camera, the ground shook. That was just amazing. And of course, a lot of firewood came out of that eventually. This